Check out my brand new book, all details in the description below, and our plans for the transforming A-frame that can be built for under 1,200 bucks.
Hey, what's up guys? Deek, RelaxShacks.com. As you can see, I need to rake soon. One of the banes of existing in New England, the incessant raking. Anyway, I want to show you another project I'm working on. This is yet another one of those Relax Shacks shorts. So I was at a flea market, Seekonk, Mass, a couple weeks ago, and as one booth was closing, I asked the guy, how much for this floor tom, which has hardware in the head with it. I've taken it off before I filmed this. And there's another tom as well, and he goes to me, it's free. He was throwing them away. Didn't want to bring them home. So I grabbed it. And naturally, I'm going to mess around with it and make it into either a table or just some cool graffiti statement art piece. Because why the heck not? I didn't pay anything for it. Let me show you another reason I'm doing this. This door looks so creepy. This could be transformed into a box truck art studio at some point. My buddy Alex Eves from Save Over recently did a paint collection, like a hazmat day he does with Recolor paints. We love Recolor. We use them on the box truck film. And he got something like almost 100 cans of spray paint that were being chucked. If you look in here, there are some fantastic colors. Like right off the bat, he's probably saving this one. I want to use a little bit of that. We'll start with some white because the black drum as it is kind of boring. We'll start with white, layer it with a couple different colors. And then and only then will we turn to the Sharpie marker work, which is the fun part, I feel. So this is a leftover can I have. I was working on a Halloween costume for my kid, this like battle axe thing for a Fortnite character. And I think I got this in a dumpster or leftover from my buddy Jim Shippey. I'm gonna use this. It's not white, it's gray frost, but it's close enough. That's kind of dizzying. We're gonna start blasting. Blast if I have to. You can see I've done a lot of spray painting here on my campfire ring. I had this like alien landscape of multicolored rocks here, which kind of looks cool after a while, unintentionally, with the moss growing on them as well. Alex said once upon a time, it's like it'd be cool to stage a photo shoot with like mini soldiers or action figures on this alien landscape right here with the moss, the colors. But I'm too old for that, right? Wink, wink. I'm gonna try to do this without getting my lens all painted up. We took all the lugs off, as you can see, and all the hardware, because I didn't want to paint over that. I want it to still have that chrome look. But what I'm gonna do is just basically blast this and let it drip. This is gonna cloud towards me. Like I want these drips, and I might flip it to get the drips going the other way. This is gonna be the base, so this really doesn't matter, and I'm gonna mess around layering over it later on. So let it get messy, let it drip, and hold your breath. I like that effect. Let it get all over everything. I want it to look like a chaotic box of ADD acid trip crayons exploded all over this thing with lots of monsters, aliens, and whatever. This drum as it is will not sell. It's junk, but I figure if I make it cool, it might. Like I said, table, art piece, who knows? You get the idea. So here's the base coat. Basically, I wanted this to be a mess as it was black before with my black Sharpie. If I draw on it, nothing's gonna show up. This will be the bottom layer. I might whiten it a little more. We're gonna put some other colors over it, then go over everything with markers. And in the end run, it will look pretty cool. And like I said, chaotic. Because me like the chaos. If you look at my backyard, it's all about chaos. This is the box truck from Box Truck Film once again, with the, as I moonwalk backwards. Alex made these kind of cool. Some, there's a Misfits one. Skateboard deck gravestones for the Halloween season. So I'm gonna pick through here because the price is right. Look for some bright colors. That'd be fun. For sale, yeah, this is like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Fluorescent yellow. Maybe use that one. Like I said, I saw this before. Different yellow. Maybe a dash of this, just to kind of use it up. Look at how old these are. Bantam, big Bantam. Just logo-wise. A couple of them had Ashmont. One of them had like a Kmart logo on it, where it was like a buck a can. Reds, maybe a couple pops of that, but I want to keep it light because if I don't, the marker work I put on it's really not going to show up. I haven't looked through this whole bin, but I'll do that in a second off camera. This one's interesting too, kind of speckled. I like to get hammered. So we'll try this. I never buy these kinds that are textured because to me they're kind of just ugly and awful, but it has quite a bit left, so why not use this stuff up? So I'm not even waiting for coast to dry because the layering, the dripping, the scaling, it doesn't matter. But you can already see base-wise, I'm just going nuts. It's freeform, it's chaos, it's starting to look cool. I gotta say this stuff too, haven't plugged in before. Rust-Oleum makes this ultra cover 2 times coverage, and I flip a lot of furniture and repaint stuff. This stuff is awesome. It goes on so thick. That's what I'm using right here. Obviously, you saw the cap. It goes on like a dream compared to this thin junk I used earlier. Getting a bit stinky in the spray paint zone, so I'm going to try out this gold, and I'm going to put on a mask because this stuff is not good to breathe in. I was trying to work with the wind when I get lazy, but it's just better wearing a mask, especially when I'm doing a lot of this. So we're trying this one out now. This looks super old school, ugly, awful, and that's why I picked it. Looks like someone pooped on the drum. Not loving that. But I'm going to hit some highlighting here and there, some edging. Maybe a couple lines. Not loving this one. Remember, if it sucks, you can go right over it. And this sucks. Get some drippage in here. I like the drip. Let it build up. Looks like rust. See, I don't love this, so I might add more of that green to it later on. We'll see. Little side tip here as I take my mask off. This is the industrial door. When I convert this to a studio, I'm taking these doors off. So I do this with other things. I just start on this one. I test a lot of my paints on things like this, and after a while it becomes this, you know, chaotic mess of paint. Then I do artwork over it, and then an industrial freezer door looking piece like this can end up looking inadvertently cool, and thereby becomes sellable. Cash, baby. So I use some of the red, but the problem is red's not my favorite. It makes it look like something's too gruesome or bloody. Let's see what else we got. Problem is a lot of the spray paint smells so good, it's just so bad for you, so I don't like wearing a mask. Got some more white, 2 times coverage, yes. I want to fix things, darker red. If this isn't used for this project, clearly it will be used for other things. If you guys follow my channel, you know that nothing gets wasted. I'll use these on so many projects, art pieces and whatever. See, I got some stuff in the back over there as well. So I'm going to find a couple more colors, layer it up, and then we will work towards the marker work. So the thing is, after a while, you just got to stop or you get carried away. Like, I kind of feel I took it too far with the layering. But I added a couple rudimentary shapes that will become some kind of creatures or something in the end run, thereby making it look like I planned things out when I kind of didn't. But that will be, let's say, some robot head, some crazy snake head or duck creature thing. Just kind of haze and highlighting, or the opposite of that, behind the marker work later. And I'm thinking too, I don't know, I could top this with a regular head. It's kind of scratched up, or cut a plywood piece for this, maybe mounting a bulb. You know, you could have like a neck coming out of it with a bare bulb. I could leave the drum head here, have the light coming from under it, so it's like a side table that illuminates. I could just leave it as a drum. I don't know. The point is, there's lots of options, ways you could change this into something else. Just to show you, here's another one I messed with recently, and this was pretty quick. This is like Talon drums. They're absolute like Japanese low-level, entry-level garbage. And I just had some fun, put some little characters. This is some kind of eagle thing and whatever on it. I figure this can make a cool table as well. It's another floor tom. This one needs some legs. I think it was missing one leg. Could be a hanging giant ceiling light. I don't know. Just kind of fun, and that's really all I'm going for. Well, I want to flip it for cash too, to make trash into cash. That's the name of the game. So remember that white blob I showed you? Well, here's like a bird creature starting to come together with some wild colors. I can go in there and touch up stuff later. I'm just getting some of the loose lines done, and then I'll go back and make it busier, believe it or not. But I'm just going progressively around. Like this blurb I'll show you in a second will become something else. I'm not sure what yet. That's the beauty of it. Just have fun, go with the flow. I'm already liking this guy here. Kind of this minimalist, sad robot space guy. I'm not really sure what it is. Some of you do art out there. I mean, first of all, we're all our own worst enemies. Here's the markers I'm using, by the way. Most of the stuff I do I hate, or if I like it, 2 weeks from now I'll hate this. I'm digging this right now. But I'm kind of in the creative zone where I'm enjoying doing this and the ideas are flowing quickly. Probably because I've had a lot of coffee. So that's one of my secret weapons, coffee and big old fat Sharpies. One thing that's been common to my work lately, well, I'm obsessed with robots. Always has these like old school radio broadcast analog, you know, old school antennas. I used to be a radio DJ for years, so maybe that's where that's coming from. Squibble here, I'm not sure what I'll put in it. I don't like actually putting text in a lot of my arts, but maybe I'll throw something in there, or a picture. Bird creatures, as of recent, always a lot of spikes. So it's monsters, robots, usually friendly ones or semi-friendly ones. And see this space right here? No, none of this is planned. I'm almost seeing this as some kind of, you know, motorcycle helmet-like creature kind of coming from behind this guy over here. So I like layering a lot of stuff. That's going to be kind of in a plane behind what's in the forefront here, or that's the plan for now, but I might change that in mere minutes. This, I don't know, will be some kind of like ghost-like creature. I really don't know yet. I'm not even close to done, but I just stacked these for the time being, and look at how cool they look together already. It'd be awesome to do a full drum set with these, but for now I'm just taking beater drums where there's little to lose and making them kind of fun and funky. I'm enjoying it. Before I get carried away, I would have filmed this in the time lapse, but I can't find my tripod, so I apologize. Maybe one of the next ones. These videos are always my most unsuccessful videos on my channel because people don't know what to make of them. Here's that little spaceman guy I was talking about. Came out, okay. I could change it up later. I could always just paint over it if I really hate it. Some kind of claw thing for the heck of it coming out of the top of his head. Skull behind a, I don't know. I'm getting carried away with the space suit, hazmat suit thing on this one. But this just kind of came to be. The radiant light bulb, kind of a sad looking hazmat suit guy there. We're coming 360 with this bird. Now I got to start filling in this, as I tip it over, and this. Maybe some landscape stuff. Another thing I'm obsessed with is desertscape stuff. And that looks pretty poor right there because I have such a thick marker. So I'll go back with a smaller marker, touch that up. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll forget altogether. But we're getting there. We're getting there. By the way, we'll take a break from our regularly scheduled program and show you this. I found these cool tool cases. I just love the color of this. It's a Bosch. It's almost 3 feet long. Tool case. I tore it off the box, undid some of the welds, and I might use it just as an industrial wall hanging as it is. It's almost blueprint looking. Or do some graffiti on this. Maybe leave a comment below. You let me know what you think I should do with that. Leave it or mess with it. All right, unfortunately it's starting to rain, which stinks. Paint that quite hasn't dried yet, or hasn't quite dried yet, that'd probably be more so proper English. And even though what I just said wasn't proper English, I don't know. And rain don't mix so well. And these markers, it's tough enough to draw on a dry surface sometimes, never mind a wet one. So I'm under this overhang in my little art studio workspace. And I found my tripods. There's a little time lapse for you to do the finishing details. This is tough to do with one hand, but let me show you kind of what it looks like. I can put the lugs, the hardware, and the head back on in a second, which will change the look a little bit because some of the stuff will be masked just a hair. That thing's pretty bold. Some tentacles. The bright idea hazmat suit guy, for lack of a better name. Superimposed skull. Could have done without that. Here's the zone right here where there's too much green. I needed another color. But given the weather and circumstances, I'm just going to leave it for now, and I can always touch it up later, even when the lugs are on. And back around to this guy, which is actually my favorite character of these. Just simple. Bird's cool enough, but I like this guy better. So there it is.
And now we're going to put it back together to see what it looks like.
All right, piece back together. Here you have the final product. That leg kind of got in the way of the drawing, but it's all right. Looks kind of cool. Thing is, with the head nice and tightened, you could use a better head on this thing. You could play it using your kit, or you can use it as a side table, because this would hold quite a good amount of things, and it's stable enough you could put a drink on there. Like I said, at some point I might take something like this and wire a bulb in here so it lights up. I could even bring it when I'm on the road with my band, inverter, for like a merch display table that lights up as well. But for something I got for free, with some paints we got for free and some markers I didn't get for free, I wish. There you have it. Kind of fun. As always, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next video. See you.